So, all being well, we should have Scott Porter, aka VoxMod, on the phone right now. Hello, Scott.
Hi, Dan. How's it going?
Awesome, mate. Yeah, hey, I'm glad this all works. Me and Greg are in the studio joining the dots. But hey, it looks like you're live and direct on KBCS. Nice one.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, Dan. It's a pleasure. Yeah.
Awesome, man. Hey, so for those of you who don't know out there about sort of the Lazer Kitty band and you yourself as VoxMod, can you just introduce yourself a little bit?
Well, the thing with Lazer Kitty is the band that was started by myself, my brother, and our friend Jason. And we just wanted to do something that didn't follow any construct of a typical band. We didn't really care what the name of the band was or what the song names were, or even if we played the same song twice. So, so we just kind of did these crazy space jams for a while, and that's pretty much the basis of this album that we're putting out. So
very cool. And so when you play live, then is it mostly like instrumental, or is it kind of like
it's always instrumental and always most of the time improvised. We'll bring back a couple riffs every once in a while, but for the most part, we're making it up on the spot.
Very cool. And so in terms of making this, was this something, because it's quite different from the stuff you do at VoxMod. I remember seeing you at a show in Chop Suey, and it's all this, like, I love it. It's like this big bass and like rattling, like Southern hip hop, you know, and the stuff with Lazer Kitty that I also love is more sort of like ethereal, kind of like space rock, like you describe, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
And there's never a better genre name than space rock, let's be honest.
Yeah, that's kind of the niche we're into with that whole thing. But yeah, with VoxMod, it's totally different. And but I think I apply sort of the same sort of explorative nature, and that's something we really latch onto in Lazer Kitty. We all collectively just kind of space out appropriately and kind of just let our mind travel into space.
Yeah.
Cosmos, yeah.
Very cool, very cool. And are you all sort of like excited about the same sort of music, or is it quite varied in the group? Do you kind of all sort of bounce off each other? How does that work?
Yeah, there's a lot of synergy. Like the bassist and I, he and I will have a lot of visual cues, and we'll kind of feel out moments. But yeah, a lot of it I can almost just feel, even without knowing what I'm playing. I just kind of go with the moment and kind of feel how the music plays over time, how it lays out itself.
Right.
Yeah.
Very cool.
It's kind of a hard feeling to describe because it's so volatile. I mean, you could go from something really simple and really low key, and then just feel the urge to make it explode and turn into something completely different. So
absolutely. So are there quite a lot of peaks and valleys in your shows then? Is it like start off mellow and then go a little bit mental, or is it fairly sort of like chill?
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's funny how some songs develop. Like some of them, we just start off right off the bat. We just want to bust something out and kind of blow people's minds for a second. But then we'll want to key it down and find yourself like floating on an asteroid deep in space that's completely cut off from the rest of any kind of communication with anybody else, and you're alone in that world. And we just want to know what that sounds like.
Yeah.
What would it be like to be there?
Well, that's the dream, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Creating a soundtrack to be an asteroid. Yeah, I like that. Asteroid music.
Yeah,
I think you might have invented a new genre there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's funny you mentioned that. I mean, people use the term science fiction now for music, and I guess you could apply it to our stuff as well to a certain degree.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So speaking of the band, then you've got Ruins coming out. That's Friday, June 8th. Is that right?
Yeah, it's coming out June 8th, and then we're playing a release show the next Saturday, the 16th, at Vermilion. Yeah, we're really excited. Thank you, Dan, for having me on. Like we're like just so stoked to put this out and share it with people. So.
Of course, man, yeah. And I think that that show as well is with Metal Chocolates and White China Gold, is that right?
That's right, that's right. Yeah.
Excited about Metal Chocolates as well. I've been hearing some of their stuff, and it's some pretty amazing hip-hop, and sort of that whole experimentation should be really good. I feel like that's what I'm excited about with Seattle at the moment, right? Is like, I just feel like it's just made for sort of improvisational, experimental music. Yeah, you got your Shabazzes, you got your These Satisfactions, you know, and it's like all across the board, and so like, I'm excited.
Yeah, like every genre that you could ask for, and at a certain point, I don't even care for even that word genre. I just like what individual artists are doing. Like, there's just the scene is just so fruitful. I meet people every day that don't even release their music, but they're amazing producers and musicians.
Right.
And they're just doing it for the love of the art. It doesn't matter necessarily what you do with it, just as long as you're enjoying it.
Amen, brother. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, I feel that there's definitely like an energy here for that, of people just creating the art for art's sake and actually being creative and putting things out there. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So what's next? What's in the future for Lazer Kitty then? You've got this show coming up.
Yeah, we got the show coming up, and I'm kind of hoping to get us to travel a little bit. Maybe get us down to Portland and do a Portland release show down there, and maybe get up to Vancouver. But for now, we're kind of just going to focus on this show and see how it goes, and hope that people are into it and come check out the show. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
awesome. All right, man. Well, we're going to play the. I guess it might be a world exclusive. I'm not sure, but cheers for blessing us with the tunes. But we're going to play Revolutions Per Minute off the new album Ruins.
Excellent.
Awesome. Well, hey, Scott, it's been awesome chatting to you.
Yeah, and, you too, man. Thank you.
Yeah, and look out for Lazer Kitty, Saturday, June 16th at The Million. Nice one, Scott. I'll talk to you soon, mate.
Thank you, man.
All right.
Good one.
Cheers, dude.
All right, good night.
It's the sounds of Seattle improvisational experimental space rock trio Lazer Kitty. Revolutions Per Minute from their forthcoming album Ruins, out Friday, June the 8th. And we continue with a little bit of Japanese hip-hop. Because that's what we do on this asteroid, KBCS 91.3 FM, Bellevue, Seattle.